Tip number 7. Learn the difference between urgent tasks and important tasks. In this day and age, it's really very easy to get caught up in a sense of urgency. It sort of feeds into our adrenaline. We need to do it, we're needed, we've got to get this done. It's very important, people are relying on us. And we often then ignore the things which are important because we classify important tasks maybe inferior to those which are urgent. But I would urge you to look at those tasks and reevaluate whether those urgent things are actually urgent or whether they perhaps need to be reclassified. We can always find time to do really, really urgent tasks, but sometimes we need to concentrate on the important ones first. Coming from a corporation where urgent meant literally life and death because we were dealing with emergency situations, for me an urgent situation meant life or death. So, I learnt to decategorize a lot of the differences between urgent and important. So in that analogy, so important might have been ordering medical supplies, which, we could have left. But, the problem with important things is that if you don't address them, they become, or can have potentially become, urgent in themselves. So in that scenario, if we hadn't paid and placed the order for our supplies, then it would have reached a point where it become an urgency, because life could be at risk because we hadn't got the right medication in place, the right equipment in place to be able to help somebody, and it could have made the difference between life and death. So again, I would urge you to look very closely at the things which we think are urgent and what things are important. If you're looking for a job, then that writing of the CV may be an important task. But if you don't do it, then one day you see a really good job that needs a quick response and you haven't prepared your CV, and then it becomes urgent, and then maybe you don't do it as well. So if you had addressed it earlier, you would have had the time, you could have made a really good CV to send for the job. Emails, are they really urgent to reply to? Is somebody's life at stake if you don't reply to those emails? Think about those tasks. Think about the tasks which are important in your business and why they're important. So tip 7 was understand the difference between important and urgent tasks.